What is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Dogecoin. The entire crypto market is currently still on a slight dump. All coins are down around 2 to 3%, with Bitcoin starting a new flush dump, and it's currently sitting at just above 95,000. It does look like it is going to go lower, and that's going to affect everything significantly. So the key thing we're going to be watching for this entire week is going to be Bitcoin, and as it heads down to roughly 90 to 89,000 right here. And this is really going to be the pivotal moment of, when we see if Bitcoin is able to hold this level, and if we're able to start building it as an accumulation zone rather than continuously distributing. So what that's going to look for on Dogecoin and a lot of other altcoins is going to be another rather severe dip. For Bitcoin, this is only a 6% dip, but for a coin like Dogecoin down to its next support level, it's going to be roughly a 50% dip. 30% dip. So still very, very large in comparison. It's 5x bigger. I expected Dogecoin to come down to this level right here if it was in a still, relatively bullish state. However, it's transitioned into more of a bearish state, obviously with everything going on. And that's really what's going to be happening this week. There's going to be probably still a lot of blood unless there's going to be a major catalyst. Another thing to be wary of is it's obviously the holidays, and with Christmas coming up and New Year coming up, not a lot of trading is going to be commencing. A lot of people are obviously going to be, just in this sort of selling spirit rather than buying spirit, at least until the new year, when that usually will transition into a more so buying spirit. People will have a tiny bit more money, other investors will have a tiny bit less money with them having spent a lot on the holidays. But regardless, we will usually see a slight pump after the new year, and especially with Donald Trump taking office on the 20th of January, that will spark another relatively large pump, hopefully one that is of resemblance to when he was elected as president. But again, it will probably be slightly less. However, the effect is going to be much greater, because then he's actually in office and he can actually start to produce some results for crypto, whether that's legislations that he passes and incentives that he gives to crypto and crypto holders and crypto investors. Then we'll see. Overall, it does look quite bullish, and the reason I think Dogecoin is going to be one of the most bullish coins and meme coins overall of this year, or at least of 2025, is because Trump is heavily backing Dogecoin. He's elected an entire new Department of Government Efficiency, which is a department in the government, and the Department of Government Efficiency essentially stands for DOGE, which is Doge. And who's leading that team? It's Elon Musk, it's Chamath, it's a lot of people that are behind crypto, and specifically behind Dogecoin. So this is the first time that any sort of crypto or meme coin is actually inside of the government and is being backed by the government. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out and how updates of that will carry along. Obviously in 2021 and previously, whenever Elon Musk would tweet about Dogecoin, we would get huge pumps, and that's essentially what caused us to rally to 74 cents in 2021. And ever since, that hype has sort of died down. Whenever Elon Musk would tweet about it, you will now get slightly less interactions. The pumps will be slightly smaller, but now with Trump being elected, that obviously sparked a huge rally, all the way down from like 10 cents to 44 cents, and even nearly 50 cents. If we take a look at Bitcoin dominance, which is another thing we need to take a look at to see how altcoins and Dogecoin specifically will be moving, then you'll see it's not looking too good either. We need Bitcoin dominance to be falling. However, it's used this white line as a support, and it's since continued to rise. Now this needs to reverse and essentially just enter a new downtrend. Then altcoins will have some, at least a higher chance of starting to spread back up. Bitcoin also needs to head back up. You can see here now we broke 95,000. We've fallen $400 in the few minutes that we've been speaking. So overall, we are dumping, and the only way I'd suggest you'd be investing is obviously if you're waiting for these support areas and not just buying these pumps. There's probably going to be a lot of anti-FOMO in the market. You're probably going to see a lot of the bull market is over, and so on and so forth in the media, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever. Usually best just to block it out. Same way, when we're getting that Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million this year, and a lot of FOMO in the market, it's good to to block that out as well, and just plan effectively according to the charts. You don't want to be, you know, planning what you're watching on the media and so on. So that's what I'd suggest doing. And yeah, onto Doge, what I'm going to be looking to do is start to accumulate right at this area here at 22 to 21.5 cents. Anywhere really above, you know, I was looking for accumulations over here on this area right here at 32 cents. However, if you remember in our last video, we talked about coming into a lower time frame and finding a potential entry. If we go on a lower time frame, there was no potential entry. It was extremely bearish, it was extremely volatile, not actually allowing us to find any sort of entry. And it's usually not good to enter when it's as choppy as this, simply because the spreads are going to be very, very large. Meaning if you see the price at this level and you try enter a market long, you'll probably get an average entry price of somewhere around here. So that already gives you a spread loss, you know, because you try to enter here, you entered here. If we continue to dump a bit, your loss is going to get even bigger and bigger. Another reason why is because it's so unpredictable. It's so hard to determine whether this is going to be the final leg, whether this is the final leg, whether this is the final leg. You can see all these legs look very, very similar, and you know, the way I usually determine it is judging by the wicks, and the wicks here are the smallest, the wicks here were the largest. And if you would have entered right here where the wicks were the largest, showing that buyers are entering the market, you would have had to gone through a lot of drawdown right here. And that's why I don't really like to enter on these, you know, extremely volatile moments. I think it's not that good for the market. At least it's not good for your trading performance and portfolio. If you know, you want to gamble and you want to risk it, then sure, by all means go for it, but that is not what I'm about. And if you want to get more of my strategies or exactly what I'm buying and selling, then check out the Discord down below. Will be the second link in the description. You can see on the screen right now, you know, all the wins we're getting in the Discord. I'd highly recommend you join, so yeah, make sure you check that out. But back to Dogecoin, I'm going to be looking for the first accumulation zone right here. It also aligns with the one Fibonacci from the previous high we had this year. And then, you know, second potential entries, third potential entries are going to be like 20 cents and 17.5 cents. So 3 potential entries. Again, it really depends on how the market is going to move. A lot of altcoins are already back down to where they previously were. If we take a look at Render, that's down to where it was, you know, back in August and September. So it was down at least. So potentially good to pick that up. API 3, you know, all the way back down to where it was nearly back in August. FET also has some chance to drop lower. It's back to where it was in November, August. Again, all these altcoins have seen a lot of red this week. So lots of pain has been experienced. Lots of liquidations have been experienced. And that's normal in the crypto market. You know, if you're not going to be willing to sell when it does a 2, 3, 5x, then you're going to see at least a 50% drop, and you're going to have to be able to bear with that. So that's just the way it is. Now, as for price targets, again, you know, because we're entering at such low levels, it does allow us to use lower price targets and still capture a lot of profit. If we use the first initial price target of like this high that we have here, then we can target 55%. If we use the high that we had this year, that's already 105%. And if you're, you know, really feeling bullish and you really want to hold, then you can target highs of 60 to even 70 cents for 170 to 200% profit. So yeah, the profit is definitely, you know, there. I think it's a good coin to hold, at least for this bull run. And the main thing is you just have to play out smart and try and accumulate at the correct levels, which I showed you in the video. Again, try and dollar cost average in. You don't want to just buy all in at a specific level. You want to try and split your average entries, you know, one at this level, one at this level, one at this level, and each level that goes lower, you want to try and accumulate more. That way your average entry price is even lower than if you would have just entered with the same amount. Now, if you did enjoy the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Again, if you want to be getting trades every single day, check out the Discord down below. If you need a place to buy, sell, or trade Dogecoin or any other crypto, then check out all the exchanges we're working with down below. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.